This is going to be a big storm. It's going to be a difficult storm. The great thing about America is when we go through tough times like this, we all pull together. We look out for our friends. We look out for our neighbors. And we set aside whatever issues we may have otherwise to make sure that we respond appropriately and with swiftness. And that's exactly what I anticipate is going to happen here.
About the impact of the election, sir?
I am not worried at this point about the impact on the election. I'm worried about the impact on families, and I'm worried about the impact on our first responders. I'm worried about the impact on our economy and on transportation. The election will take care of itself next week. Right now, our number one priority is to make sure that we are saving lives.
Well, that was answered rather well. What do you think, John?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's often said that President Obama is too cool, too calm, and yet here you see it playing perfectly. This is a calm, focused president of the United States. No hyperbole, no big theater, talking people through a very difficult situation in the way that they would want to be talked to as adults, as responsible players, saying, look, pay attention, be cool here. And then when the election comes up, being able to say, look, my focus is on people's safety. Now, if we're honest with ourselves, we know that president of the United States also has in the back of his head the reality that there is an election in a week. But this puts him in, to my mind, Barack Obama's strongest position. He is very good at a moment like this. And so I think Americans are, for better or worse, if we understand politics, being reintroduced to their president in a unique, unprecedented way that could very well have a great deal of significance in how they decide how to vote in a week.
How long do you think it'll take for Donald Trump to take a crack at the president for engineering this?
Well, already there's been blog traffic saying absurd things. But, look, here's the bottom line reality. As much as we suggest that the president of the United States looks good in this situation, that it does give him a platform, there is great peril in this, and there's great political challenges. If something isn't handled well, people can get very angry. And we're looking at it at the start of a storm. 3 or 4 days into a natural disaster when power hasn't been restored, people can get very angry and very upset. So I think we should recognize that Barack Obama has the advantages of incumbency here, but he also has the great, overwhelming challenge of the presidency on his shoulders at a time when America is going through something that is historically unprecedented. I went back and looked through election history trying to see something like this. The equivalents are not in natural disasters. They are military, with like Franklin Roosevelt, dealing with World War II, or an Abraham Lincoln dealing with the Civil War. That is the real equivalent, something that is so big that it draws attention away from the presidential race.
Well said. Very dramatic. Thank you so much, John Nichols, for joining us tonight.